Hi friends, welcome back to my studio. I'm Katie, and today I thought it would be fun to do a plan with me of my new Dutch Door monthly work planner layout. So this is a Planner Monkey Co. week-sized planner, 4mm grid that I've had for a couple years now. I used it as my main planner for about a year, work planner, and then I set it aside and was using the paper test, and now I think I'm coming back to it for 2025. I've only done this layout for 2 weeks and it's worked really well, so I'm gonna set it up for January, and I thought it'd be fun to do it together. So let's do that, and then we can talk about its advantages and disadvantages as we go. So I've mentioned before that I thrive best when I can see everything all at the same time, and so in my daily life, like personal life, I don't really need to see the monthly, but at work, the monthly is actually maybe the layout that makes the most sense in what I'm currently working on. It hasn't been in the past, but I filled it in with my appointments, and then I planned my experiments, especially since one experiment sometimes dictates what I'm doing the next day, and so keeping that in order, especially when we're talking about the weekends and stuff, is helpful. So you'll notice this is weekday only, because I only work on the weekdays, and then it's got a Dutch door bottom. I think this, I'm gonna do it in the weeks because that's what I've got, but I think the extra quarter, 3/8, whatever of an inch that B6 Slim is would be really nice. And then I also think for a lot of people going up to standard, the extra inch or so would also be really nice. So take that for what it is in the future, if you want to do this too. Let's see, how many squares are these boxes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's do that here. I gotta mark them in. 1. Okay, so I've counted the 7 boxes across here. For the vertical, I'm actually just going to fold this back and mark it that way, so that I've got that here. So obviously what these box dimensions are is going to depend on what planner you're using and what the grids are like and whatever. So take this as guidance, but not necessarily prescriptive for what will work in all circumstances. I guess I'm doing this in pencil, hadn't intended to, but here we are. So I'm just drawing this monthly calendar in so that I think it kind of alternates which grid lines are most useful at which moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the horizontals, verticals. Not straight, but that's okay. We can fix it or we can ignore it. And the beauty of pencil here is that we can make all kinds of edits if we want to. So as I said, I've been using this for 2 weeks, so I don't have the fullest experience set yet, but I really liked it. I found it really useful to keep track. The big thing is that in my work planner, I need a place that keeps recurring monthly tasks top of mind, and that's a thing that in my current systems have gotten a little lost, and so that's a place where this layout can really succeed. because there's like a monthly sidebar that is always visible the whole month. And so I don't have to like write things and rewrite things. I don't have a lot of patience for rewriting stuff. It's just a personal flaw of mine. So I like having things. One of the things I'm really embracing in 2025 is like leaning into the way my brain works best and, you know, accommodating that. And so one of the ways that that's true for me is making some of my monthly stuff more visible, more easy to access. So that's kind of one of the adjustments we're making this year. So now we've got all our weeks in, and hopefully we don't need more weeks than that. This is 5 weeks, and I need to find a calendar that has a Monday start, because otherwise I will mess this up. So here's January in my Basic Slim planner. And so we're gonna start. So one of the things I have struggled to adjust to is if we do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I get a little confused in some of these. The sidebar is where I want it, but I can get a little confused. So we're gonna have to work on that. So Wednesday, the first is a Wednesday, and then we can date it from here. But we have to, sometime here, I think it makes sense to do all the Mondays first, because otherwise the temptation to count and to get messed up is a little too high. So I'm going ahead and filling in these dates. I'm double checking them. Okay, so we've got all the dates in. I'm gonna go ahead and draw the daily or the weekly, however we think of them, boxes here, so that, and that's really where I wish I had the like extra ½ an inch or so, is in these little columns here for the daily. I can manage it. I've written smaller than this plenty of times, but that's the place where I wish I had a little more room to breathe. I'm gonna use this teal. There's an actual name of this color. What is it? I don't know. This is from the Clean Dot Color Smoky set. It's the teal one. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the labels at the top here. And this is especially important because some of my habits are a little confused by this switch. And so I need the labels more than usual. I should probably write the word January somewhere, but we'll come back to that. It's Wednesday and Thursday that I particularly tend to get messed up. And then here, I'm gonna actually write the day of the week. So I'm only working Thursday and Friday of this week. I don't think I'm gonna do a weekly for it. I have a feeling that I'm not gonna use it. So I'm gonna start on the 6th. I'm gonna call this week 1. No, this is week 2. All right, and put this here, and we'll write January. I wish I had made these columns one further below. That would give me a little bit of a nicer place to do the cut, but we'll be fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut my little Dutch door. So I've got week 2 prepped. And now we can go ahead. And the nice thing is that now we can actually kind of see the lines. It gets faster, it gets more self-reinforcing because you can see through. And I don't think I need all the lines that I have. Oops. Alright, and this is the annoying bit. I use like paper clips or like tabs or stuff to kind of hold down these pages because they can get a little mind of their own. I'm not at writing as neatly as I could. This isn't currently a place where I'm putting a lot of creative energy. I mean, there's creativity in the setup, but not in terms of decor. Okay, and now we can cut this page. And then we've got 2 more weeks to go. So I'll just do the same thing and I'll come back. Okay, so now I have all 4 weeks that I've chosen to do. Here is my little weekly little Dutch door. And now I also have these pages. I have 2, 4, 6 pages here that I could cut out or whatever, but I prefer to leave them. I've been using them as dailies. Obviously, I don't need a daily every day, but there are days where it benefits me to like really get into like the nitty-gritty details. So often what I do is I put my big picture of stuff here in the monthly, and then as the week goes on, I put things in the week, doing some pre-planning and whatever. And then on the dailies, when I feel like I need them, that's for like all this specific little tiny stuff that I really need to do that day. Not necessarily things like the things I scheduled for that day, but also the things I didn't bother to schedule that day, but I still would enjoy like checking off. So that's what I'm leaving these here for. Hopefully they'll like work out fairly even. I did okay here for this. If you notice that I'm highlighting through the days, that's not something I usually do, but I have found that I kind of need that in this circumstance because I need my eye to go directly into where I'm going. So the next step is to look at my Google Calendar, which is what we use for work, and to fill in all of my monthly appointments. So I'll come back for that. So thankfully for me, I am not in a kind of job that involves a lot of meetings. So I'm sure some more will get added to my schedule as we go here, but this is all I've got so far. Those are all filled in, including a weekly meeting that is canceled for this day, but the autopilot on it would be strong. Quick break for tea in my pretty new mug. I can't tilt it, but it's beautiful. All right, the next step is to do the monthly tasks that I need to do every month and that I have a tendency to kind of space because I don't have to do them on a specific day. They just have to happen at some point. And so having them here invisible is really helpful. All right, I think I only have the 3, but we'll see. I'm gonna leave a couple, and then I have a couple things I need to move forward that I didn't do in December. Pen is going out. Okay, so those are the things I had to move forward to. I'm going to leave doing my weekly lists and stuff and daily lists for when I'm in there, like living through it. But here we got my little Dutch door. Obviously, There are lots of people whose work planner needs to be a lot more involved or a lot more space than this, but you could do this in a bigger notebook and have more room. Like, say you were a person who had a lot of things, I think you could consider doing it in like a B5. That could be kind of interesting. Obviously, it's not space dependent. I mean, how much space you have will make a difference, but you can really do this in any size. So anyway, I hope you found this kind of interesting and stimulating. If you decide to make one yourself, I would love to hear about it. But even if this isn't the right thing for you, I appreciate you hanging out with me, brainstorming, getting all the little planner ideas out into the world. I will talk to you again soon. Bye, friends.